Lost Illusions by Honore de Balzac. This is off the 1,000 Books to Read Before You Die list by James Mustick. 3 books by him are on the top 1,000 list. This book, Lost Illusions, Pierre Goriot, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, probably not, and The Wild Ass's Skin, all on the top 1,000 list. I looked up online what's the best starting point for reading Balzac, and it said Pierre Goriot is kind of a more difficult book to read, but Lost Illusions is said is an easier entry point into reading Balzac. I read just like the first 2 pages and I got bored. I wanted to DNF it right there. The prose was just not working for me. It was just utterly boring. And so I put the book down for about a week, and so I just went to start to read it a couple days ago again. And on page 3, I was already skimming again. And what I was actually doing is I was like thinking about the worst experiences in my life, the most traumatic experiences in my life. I was thinking about those things because those things were more interesting to me than whatever I was reading from Balzac. So I was just like, I'm going to think about the worst moments in my life, the things that haunt me, the things that I regret. Why? Because I would rather think about those utterly terrible things rather than focus on reading the book, Lost Illusions. But then I kind of realized, like, hey, why am I thinking about all these traumatic experiences from my life? I'm supposed to be reading. So I tried to laser in and focus, like, come on, get it together, read, focus, pay attention. And so I got to page 4, and again, I started skimming. So I just knew this book was not working out for me. I looked up, like, what does Balzac do well? And it said online that Balzac, like, really represents the class struggle very well. So he's, like, really authentic to the struggles of, like, the lower class and everything, which just doesn't interest me really. But the thing is, it's just not written well. So I don't care that he writes, like, authentic class struggle stuff. It's not entertaining, it's not enjoyable to read, it's not good to read, it's not good prose. One thing I will say is that since I'm pretty sure Honor de Balzac wrote in French, I'm not really reading a Balzac book, I'm reading a translation of his book. And I just always want to point out, when you're reading a translated work, you're not reading the original work, you're reading the translator's work. You just can't translate a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff just does not translate. So in French, Balzac's prose and stuff may be very good, but just trying to read this translation of it, I was just utterly bored by it. It just was not enjoyable. So I don't care how highly regarded he is for writing about the class struggle. It's just not well written. It's not enjoyable to read. It's not good writing. Or at least the translation. I really would feel for this book that I just leave it unrated because I just could not really get into it. Just basically a book completely not for me. So after trying to read this, which is supposed to be a better entry point for Balzac, I just really don't want to read Pierre Goriot or The Wild Ass's Skin.